Hello and welcome to Dario's Comic School, and today we take a look at a mighty Sabretooth Swordsman by Damon Gentry and Aaron Conley, the guy I bought it. Not bought it from, I bought it from Amazon, but a couple of years ago. But this is the book. And this is a praise and a rant, and this is called the Comic School, and I'm not just a comic review channel. This is for you to make comics and to create stuff that is good and hopefully with a good philosophy, and again, hopefully, so that you can earn money or living from it doing what you love. I know that sounds very cliche. Some of us aren't there yet. If you can draw like this, or if you can draw like this, chances are that if you have something, a mastery, you can also make a living from it. If you're not there, if you're young and old and your stuff doesn't look like this, we can get up there. I want to get up there, and you will get up there too. So the book, how did I come to see this? I don't know. I guess I noticed Aaron Conley through Ralph Niese, my mentor. And I thought, man, Sabretooth Swordsman, this looks like a really cool book. It is a fairly thick book from Dark Horse, very beautiful hardcover. I don't know how much I spent it. Like, I paid something like this in euros, and I didn't regret it. And I will show you this because this is a great lesson in how beautiful stuff can be. That's the praise, and also how clarity really is an important point in drawing comics, because this is my biggest rant, that sometimes the drawings are so detailed that you're not really able to recognize what's going on in the pages, what is really. So what's the story? The story is really beautiful, and it's also the story is from the beginning to end. It's a little or medium-sized epic. That's what's beautiful. It's done with the most of care. And here we start with the face of this guy. He got a guy with a fez, I guess you call this. And he got punched in the face or kicked or maybe beaten up. Life and people beat him up, and so this comic starts with a great injustice. We don't know what has happened, but a big cloud delivers a paper to him right away. Beautiful, like you can see, this is what you have to do. You have a background, a midground, a foreground. The more you can stretch this, the more room you get on a page. And then the page, as you see from the eye line, goes from the foreground to the background, and we see him. And then he grabs the paper and he reads, "Come to the big mountain or cloudy mountain and become strong." And this guy is kind of weak. And here's already recognizable the beauty of this comic. It's very detailed. I love this little Ren and Stimpy things, like very, you know what I mean? We'll get into it. Like, it's cute, but also like a bit gritty. And as you can see here, I can zoom in and show you all the details, but on the paper, you can also recognize it. But look at the size of it. Like, if you have the paper, this is very detailed artwork. And I don't know if it was digitally painted, so maybe digitally he was like very in love and everything looked great, like on the screen. I'm getting bigger, but when you have it in your hand, it's hard to zoom like a camera does. And the readability right here is very cool. And so this fun cartoony guy says, okay, I'm gonna climb that mountain, and this is his ideal. He wants to be this strong warrior because something has happened to him, and then he gets up to the cloud god. And the cloud god is pleased that he's taking the endeavor up the hill. And I really love, and this is the praise. This is like the drawings are so beautifully, like they're masterfully, but also beautifully and playfully, all the leads you really need. And so the Cloud God touches this guy and starts zapping him into what do I think about it? And then he starts to make different creatures out of him, and yeah, I really love it. It's like a bit of gaming stuff, and then bingo, and then here we get our Sabretooth Swordsman, really beautiful, and he's delighted, or the Cloud God is delighted, and then hereby by the fraternity and so forth, he becomes the Sabretooth Swordsman, and then he has to fight his very first battle against something really ugly. And on screen, this looks very detailed and very good, because I'm watching it through my phone recording. But when you have it in page, like this is what you have, and I'm already ranting. Sometimes it's too detailed, and I wish they would have colored it, which would have meant like really a different amount of time putting into this really thick book, and also a beautiful story. I'm already spoilering a bit, but as you can see, I got to the middle, and it's a great book. Really beautiful. Like, look at this, like Aaron Conley very masterfully drawing, and here when you get it on the picture or on the screen, like the readability is very good, but when you have it on the paper, it gets in real light, it gets sometimes a bit how do you say, you don't really know what's going on. But that's the rant, and that's also the biggest thing you should take from this video, is that beautiful. Look at this. And this comic or graphic novel is full of this beautiful stuff. And I mean, look at this. I will just go through the pages, like, get this book, support an indie comic creator. Here it's very like The Legend of Zelda. Here's now the Fangs of Fury, the Radiant Coat of Fur, the Slicer Great Claws, and great stuff. And then, well, look at these pages. Like, there's a lot on these pages. Like, you see my hands, you see my fingers, and look how much we can zoom in. This is why I think he maybe drew this digitally. Maybe not. I don't know. I could be wrong. Would be Aaron, if you can say something to this, please tell us, how did you draw this? Did you draw it digitally or not? Here are quick reference to Mobius, and then stuff gets really, really detailed. And again, on camera, it looks really good. But look, this is my thumb, and this is how, well, not the prettiest thumb, but it is a thumb. But it gets really, really detailed. And I don't know if you can capture all this beauty on the page that lies before me. And it's a great story. It's always something going on, and you will find out that his wife was taken from him by the mathematician Mastodon, the guy right here. And it's a bit, I don't know, it's maybe like Berserk meets Prince of Persia, and that's a great story. It's also great artwork. And if I have something to add, is try to draw very clear, try to see how the layouts look on the final page. Don't overburden your artwork, because maybe on the page some of it will get lost, because as you can see here, I zoom in, there's so much beautiful details, but again, on the page, like, these are my fingers, and look how much there's in this. And this is a personal stuff I'm saying, but Greg Capullo, I guess I'm quoting, and he says, "This are the movies. This is not something you should make really, really tiny. How do you say? The punches should connect." And sometimes, yeah, like on these pages, are always very beautiful panels. It inspires you to draw. Like stuff like this is so beautiful. But then sometimes the readability, as you have it in print, it's kind of hard to explain what's going on this picture, at least for me. Like, don't see this as a critique, maybe to the comic, maybe it's a personal stuff, but I sometimes don't know what's really going on, and I think don't make your panels too small, don't make them too overloaded. Try to balance and try to make your comics very clear, even if you have beautiful artwork, because sometimes there can be a lot on the page, and yeah, sometimes it's hard to recognize all of this. Well, I say see you until the next video, and have a good day.